You might be thinking, can I repair this or should I replace it? On today's episode, we're going to go over when it's time to replace. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonathan Phillips, and today we are bringing the trainer that trained a trainer, the one and only Brandon Colby. How's it going, brother?
Great, how are you?
Dude, you know what? We've been talking about maintenance, and I really believe that maintenance can save a homeowner thousands, tens of thousands. But every time we do talk about it, it's that nobody's doing maintenance. Last episode we talked about no one was taught to do maintenance.
Correct.
And I feel like, I know actually, that you're probably the guy that I would talk to. Can I repair this or is it time to replace it? And I feel like there's a lot of homeowners out there that are kind of going through that too whenever they get quotes. This could go for HVAC. We're going to focus on garage doors because that's our bread and butter.
Yep.
But there's always that question as a homeowner, like how long do I kick this can down the road? How long do I try to maintain it? Or is it just too far gone?
Just depends on how much money you want to waste.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So if you want to keep on repairing it and kicking the can down the worm, you're going to waste so much more money instead of just biting the bullet and getting a whole new system. I bought my own house 3 years ago. Yes, I could fix my own door, of course, but it wasn't worth the time, the effort, and all the extra stresses about not having a functioning door and leaving the house. And I replaced my doors.
Yeah.
And after replacing them, seeing how much better it was.
Yeah.
Safe, reliable, easy. I have the MyQ app. Helps me out, especially coming down here. Sometimes I forget to close my own garage door.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, boom, close.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's just a waste of money to repair most of the damaged doors.
Yeah, and I get the perception of it, right? You know, you get a new garage door, thousands, new operators, different types of lifetime warranties, 10 years of maintenance, that we'd come out and do it. I get that can be a pretty penny coming up front. But they're calling another company or they want to go with just the most economical or build a great option. They're just like, oh, it was a few $100. Well, if you're doing that twice, 3 times a year, and then you put all that money and then one day the door just actually goes beyond repair. Like you spent maybe a couple thousand trying to maintain that thing and then you still had to get a new door anyway.
That's where you wasted your money.
That's the pain point that gets really like under my skin because I try to warn people. I'm just like, hey, yeah, we can do this minimal thing, but you got to make me a promise. You can't be mad at me when I come back out or any other technician that comes out here. And they're like, oh, we're going to risk it. Every time I come back out, should have listened to you.
It happened to me 4 months ago.
Yeah? Story
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanna know.
So 3 years beforehand, repaired it, put struts, did what she told me to do. She's like, I'm moving. I don't care. Not a big deal. Life changed. She stayed there. Kept on using the door. It was getting worse and worse. Finally calls out again. It is beyond repair.
Yeah.
It is halfway stuck. Door's completely sideways. I was just like, well, I'm glad I was the one that came back out again, but I told you so.
Yeah.
And luckily had a lot of rapport and stuff, so it worked out quite well. We were like, okay, let's get you taken care of in the new door. After the new door was installed, she called me back. She's like, I should have done that originally. You were right. I appreciate it. It was a hard lesson to learn, but it happens.
Now, it popped into my mind, just with ROI, even if she did move out at that 3 years, if she would have got a new door at that time and still moved out, would it still have been beneficial?
Yes, because if I walked in and did a walkthrough on a house and saw the haggard stuff putting together, I'd be like, wow, what else isn't maintained in the home?
Right.
If they're going to see that as a visible item, how's the AC? How's everything else in the home? If they're just piecing it together.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would look at a home differently and maybe take a look at a couple other ones. So it is a big deal.
I remember one of the students graduated, and that it's funny. So there's group texts with students that graduate, and we do as much as we can in the training center, right? The
course.
most, but there are some things you just can't prepare students for. And he sent me a picture of this garage door, and I think it's on the garage door technician's wall of shame. So an ORB, for people that don't know, it's where your operator attaches to your door. Now, from a box, it just has this little knuckle, and it rips out because it's just a tiny little point to where an operator or motor is trying to move your door, and now it's moving something that's hundreds of pounds just from this tiny point. What an ORB is is it elongates the entire panel, so it pulls the entire panel. Way less chance of it ripping out. Definitely a way less chance of it concaving the top panel. If you want to talk about like walking into a house, they called us out. It was his first call, and there was a makeshift ORB that was made out of
Wood?
it was made out of a barbecue metal spatula. And they bent it, and there was like tack welds and stuff to get it to the strut. And he's like, I was not prepared for this in training. What do I do about this? And I was like, we got some options here, so let's talk about it. But it's to your point, whenever you go into a garage, and if you see duct tape or something that belongs in your kitchen as a part of your garage door.
When is duct tape supposed to be in the kitchen?
Or something else that's supposed to be, but I don't know. I've seen some duct tape in some kitchens. I got a kitchen drawer that I just throw everything into. I mean, he's seen it. My dad's in town. We have that one drawer, and it's just...
Has everything
It
under the
has
sun.
everything under the sun. You can hang pictures from there. There's a screwdriver. There's some tax documents. It just has wild stuff in that drawer. The rest of the house, since my wife is like very...
Clean.
Yeah, but I'm like, just give me one room and one drawer that I can just be messy as possible in. And we did, and that's how we make our marriage work. So, if it was your mom's house, would you repair or replace?
Replace. I'm like, even though my mom doesn't have a house, but
Yeah.
yes, I would replace it. And all my friends that do have homes, they are replacing all their doors. And these are my personal friends. Yes, beforehand, I would be like, let me just fix it for you, try to help you out. No, after having my own garage doors at my own house, no, it is worth just biting the bullet and getting a whole new system and starting the clock over.
Dude, so my oldest sister, Annalicia, she has a gorgeous house, but she has these 8x8, there's 3 of them, wood doors. And anytime I go home to visit, and they've been up there, I'm sure, since early 90s, I don't know. But then she's got these old Genie operators up there. They don't even have the covers on the top anymore. And they run. They're still going, but I'm just like, please, whenever you're ready, we could totally change everything about this house right now. And I think she's getting closer to it because those things are heavy. And you know how they are in the winter, like they change weight.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
soak up.
Yeah,
and it's,
soak up. I mean, it could make a difference of 100+ pounds per door whenever they get waterlogged. But I'm really waiting because I personally want to fly in for that project and install them myself.
You're like, yes.
Yes.
Like, give me that satisfaction.
Yes, just give me that satisfaction. But definitely, whenever, I don't know, I go to any client's house, and if it was my sister Annalicia's house, would I want this door replaced? And you just treat it like that the whole time, and it's ethical. And I give them the reasons, and it's someplace from the heart. Like, no, I really mean this. Like, we need to get this done.
I'm like, if they have a brand new door, even sometimes, it's just if they have a lower quality door,
Yeah.
something that's not, it's already out of its manufacturer warranty, and something that's going to fail. It's like, let's talk about it and at least educate them on their system and be like, all right, these are your different grades of doors. This is what came with it. We have a lifespan of this out of that door, or do we want to show you a different option? If you're going to stay in this home and this is going to be your forever home, let's not have to worry about this again.
Yeah, because especially on those newer homes, like the garage door might be brand new. You know, they're lived in there a year or 2 years, but garage doors where I'm not hating, but that's where builders are going to cut costs real quick, as long as it looks good on the outside. But they moved into the home, and they're going to be there for 15, 20 years, and they also have a gym in their garage. And it's a pan door where I can see light, and it's like, dude, you live in Phoenix. It gets to 120 outside. It's 140 degrees in your garage. You work out. Do you hate yourself? Like, what is it? You just, oh, I get it. This is a quick way to where we don't have to buy a sauna. I get it now. That's what we're doing.
And then there's also different qualities. 20, 30 years ago, doors didn't have so many different options. There was only normally a one quality because things were built better.
Yeah.
That's why they have lasted for 20 to 30 years, and now they're starting to fail. Now you have so many different variations. You have thinner doors because they are starting to get cheaper. You have really cheap options. And to even match quality for what 30 years ago was, you have to go mid-grade to high to even compare to it.
It's out there, but it comes with a price. But, it comes with a price. You had that door for 30 years. Like, we got that. We can do that again. But you want to get the cheapest thing at Home Depot. Not hating, once again, but you want that pan door from there because they got a sale on it. Like, okay.
For the biggest moving part in your house.
No big deal.
And a giant guillotine.
No big deal whatsoever. So, switching gears, because sometimes people really don't need a door. I've gone to houses, like especially on like custom built homes, it's a steel back. Like we can just get the parts that are moving on it because it's a beautiful door. It's a steel back. It's insulated. What do you think are some scare tactics that sales guys use in the garage door industry to get unethical sales for a new door?
They're buying out of a salesman voice, not as a concerned person, and figuring out what the customer actually needs. What are their needs? What are we going to figure out? What parts do we need to put on here to get you lasting as long as possible? They are just looking at one thing instead of, I'm like, I grew up in Flagstaff, small town, everybody knows everybody. You don't do things wrong. You take care of people and everybody talks. I don't care what place you are, just treat how you'd want your own family to be treated in the home service industry. So let's say, obviously we do garages. You want somebody to come out to your mom's house and rip her off for an AC unit because we don't know about it.
Right.
It's like, just treat people how you want to be treated. You know, you'll do well in life.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like if the technician's not asking, it's not just garage doors, about your lifestyle, your needs, your goals. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to use the space for? How long do you want it to last? Who all is going to use it? Like, these are questions that a technician should be asking. If it's just, I walked up to one lady one time, and she needed a new garage door because she backed out of her previous one. I saw it, and it was a double wide garage and a single car garage. And it was short panel white, and you could see that the shadow lines were a bit different. So I was like, okay. And she hit that door, and then I walked in, she's like, that door is super loud. And I was like, well, yeah, you hit it. It's not going to. But she's like, no, even before that. And I was like, well, they're two different ones. How come you didn't get it both replaced? And she's like, well, the little door's quieter. And I was like, well, because it's steel back. It's heavier. It's a better grade. It's going to be quieter. And she's like, oh, well, the last company that came out, they just said, you want it to look like that? Here you go, and just handed her a carbon copy piece of paper. And then she got a door that aesthetically on the outside looked. But
it's not educating people
Yeah.
and showing them what they actually already have, and versus giving them options. You have to give everybody their own options and have them feel and touch it. If you're not showing samples, you're not showing and looking through the catalogs and showing what they want in a door, you're doing them a disservice. Stop selling what you think they want. Give them all their options.
And then how have you, because you've been out in the field and we have a really cool way, how do you feel about the presentation mode that we have to show all the doors now?
It's nice.
Yeah?
It's a lot nicer to be able to say, hey, you get a visual on it. You get to see what it's going to be on your house. You can see what it's going to look like on the inside of your house, like inside the garage looking outwards and showing all the different features. It's a nice tool.
Yeah, man. Dude, we've talked a lot about repair today, replace. Obviously, if you're a client at home and if you're even thinking about trying to replace your door, it's time. If you have even had a thought about it, it's time. You don't even have to use us. I just don't want you to throw your money away trying to keep up on a door that's not serving you and your lifestyle, your home, your castle anymore. But on that note, is there any final messages that we have for the audience listening at home?
Have your door checked out. See what makes the most sense for you guys. Repair or replace. If you have a certain quality door that you want to repair, go ahead, get it repaired, have it somebody trusted to take care of it. Or if you want to make your curb appeal better, change up a different insulation value, replace it.
Replace it. End of the day. Brother,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.